Moon Mondays. So this week, Mercury re-enters Aries, Mars re-enters Leo, and the Sun enters Taurus, and Taurus season begins. I'm Sheridan, your AstroLife Coach, here with woman-centered insights to help you align with cosmic cycles to create a life of clarity and purpose. All right, let's jump in. So Mercury re-enters Aries. So it was in Aries when it went retrograde. It retrograded back into Pisces, then stationed direct and started back towards Aries, right? So it's part of this whole Aries, Pisces, Pisces, Aries dance that is so prevalent and is so much of the archetypal energy that we're working with over this year and into the beginning of next year as well. So Mercury is just another one of the players, like Venus, the nodes, Neptune, Saturn, that are a part of this Aries Pisces dance. So this intersection for ourselves of where does the individual Aries meet the collective Pisces, right? Where do we do our own healing work, Pisces, to help heal the world, Pisces, and step into our own individual power, Aries, right? So this is happening late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, depending upon where you are, or maybe even later on Wednesday if you're like in Europe and further over. And as Mercury does this, it's conjunct Neptune, right? So Neptune just entered Aries as well. So there's this alignment of Mercury, how we think and see and perceive things and communicate and understand stuff, our brain power, meeting with Neptune, which is like our heart power, right? Neptune's about dreams and visions, and it's the place that I think of Neptune as the planet that really makes us have to go inside to find our internal GPS, our compass, so that we know where we are in space, but through that heart space, right? Neptune's that planet that sort of like brings this fog around us, and we're so used to orienting ourselves like visually looking out. But Neptune brings this fog, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I can't see. I don't know where I am. So it makes us have to like close our eyes, go within, and find where we are in space, in like all space, right? Because once we connect in with ourselves, then Neptune's the planet that helps us through our hearts connect into that whole universal heart. And then we know where we are in space, right? We feel our soul selves. That's where the dreaming and the visioning comes in with Neptune. So Neptune's part of this Aries Pisces dance as well. So Mercury entering Aries, conjunct Neptune, it's like, how do we connect into who we really truly are, our individual soul selves, even our individual like personality, ego selves in this like 3D world right here through our hearts, right? So even though it's a fire sign, it's still with Neptune, so there's still a place of connecting into our hearts. All right, so then Mars re-enters Leo on like Thursday, Friday, depending upon your location. And so this is the same kind of thing. Mars was in Leo, it stationed retrograde, it moved back, and now it's moving back into Leo again because it's gone direct. So Mars is our divine I was going to say divine feminine. That's Venus. Mars is our divine masculine planet, right? So Mars, whatever Mars is doing, helps us tune into our masculine sides and how we want to work with that energy and what's the opportunity for working with that energy. Now it's moving into Leo, so another fire sign, just like Mercury and Neptune in Aries. So fire, that place we connect into like our gut knowing, our intuition, the place we just can know things and take action on it. So there's an energy of the divine masculine of being able to really take action, have that inner knowing, but it's Leo. So Leo is the sign that helps us know our true divine natures, right? Our soul selves, and helps us once we can tune into that and knowing that we are the sacred incarnate in these bodies, then that is fills us with that universal self-love place, right? So I think it's really interesting that Mars, divine masculine, moving into this King Leo sign, is opposite Pluto and trine Neptune, right? So Neptune's in a fire sign, they're all at 0 degrees. So it's trine. So there's a flow of the masculine to do our shadow healing work, the Pluto piece, right? Healing of the masculine, which has just gotten so like crazy, right? And is so, just seeing it play out in its like shadow side in so many different ways in the world, the patriarchy, all of that. So as Mars re-enters Leo opposite Pluto, trine Neptune, there's an opportunity to lean into what is the healthy aspect of the masculine and what is the healthy aspect of Leo, right? So taking action around how we take action, being healthier with it, right? We often are like over busy, right? Mars moving into Leo is a great opportunity to look at like what is the shadow beliefs, the shadow underlying commitments that is like pushing me to be over busy and doing all the time, as well as how do I love and nurture? Well, essentially, like care for myself, right? That's Leo as well. So I think it provides a nice opportunity for us to just lean in a little bit. Doesn't mean we're going to like fix the whole thing or fix the patriarchy or stop being over busy, but we're going to learn a little bit more. We can lean into the energies there to support us, leaning into what's underneath that, right? What's running that motor? And where am I out of alignment with my divine masculine that's contributing to this insanity that we're seeing with the masculine just going like completely bananas on so many levels right now, right? The patriarchy. So it's an opportunity to really feel into how do I care for myself and how am I what shadow parts of myself is like contributing to upholding the patriarchy, right? And there's Neptune. So it's still a place of leaning into our hearts, which I'll talk about a little bit more. But first, I want to share then the sun is entering Taurus on Saturday, and that's square Mars. So Mars is like a part of that whole shifting and happening. And Taurus season begins, right? So the sun, our light, the life force energy, the energy that we're running on is moving into Taurus, which Taurus is not a fast moving sign. So we're seeing kind of some layering of similar energies and opportunities this week to slow down, drop into our bodies, feel what's going on. How do we care for ourselves? Mars and Leo, Taurus. How do we feel in our bodies and stop rushing around, right? Taurus, it's spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. Taurus wants to stop and smell the flowers and enjoy the new buds that are coming up and the daffodils and the bulbs that are blooming. There's some beautiful like little baby irises in my yard right now that my husband planted last fall that are coming up that and that feeling of spring for us in the northern hemisphere, right? But even if you're in the southern hemisphere, Taurus wants you to drop in and see like, oh, are the leaves changing? What's starting to happen? Like the beauty of the earth at this time, right? Because Taurus is like the most embodied sign. So first off, notice what's going on around you and what's going on within you as we enter Taurus season. How are you feeling? And then I would say this is a great opportunity in alignment with Mercury entering Aries, Mars entering Leo, and the sun entering Taurus to drop in, right? Just take a few moments. It doesn't even have to be like a huge amount of time, but just stop and close your eyes and breathe and feel your body and what's going on in your body. as my mentor and friend Nancy Levin says, your body is the barometer of your truth, right? Your body's going to know what's going on way before your Mercury mind gets it figured out, right? The Mercury mind can override what the body's feeling for just a certain amount of time before the body like takes over, right? So I like to do these daily drop-ins. And that's what I would say is like my AstroLife coaching theme this week is like, what do you do to connect with yourself on a consistent basis, like in the morning and the evenings, right? Just again, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of time. It can just be as simple as a long, deep breath where you just go, oh, okay, wait, where am I in all of this like chaos going around in my mind, right? So that would be my suggestion. And for me, it's the sensation of like when I do these daily drop-ins, it's a sensation of like, oh, there I am, right? That's the place that we want to keep cultivating that relationship with all of this fire we're talking about. Like, we can't listen to or even hear or trust our intuition if we can't drop into and feel ourselves. So, Taurus season is a great time to implement some practices of how do you get into your body and connect with yourself. Lastly, I'll just say for all of my Astro-Aromatherapy fans out there, with it being Taurus season, all the blossom essences, right? The essential oils that come from the flowers, right? The pleasing smells, the ones that like feel so good, like rose, jasmine, that kind of like get our sexual juices flowing. That's another important part of Taurus, right? Feeling what feels sensually pleasing in our bodies. I also would say that you could go with something grounding like the trees, like the firs, right? Friendly firs, because you can grab onto their needles and they're not pokey like spruces or pines. Firs can just help ground you and get you down into your body. So next week, I'll see you when I'm talking about the Taurus new moon that's coming next week. And if you join my Moon Sister Circle before Monday, April 28th, you can come be a part of our live new moon gathering, where I'll share about this month's astrology, as well as dive into our next AstroLife coaching theme of boundaries, where we learn to honestly honor what truly works for us and what doesn't work for us. That's really what boundaries are all about. And here's a hint. If your boundaries are being crossed, you're the one crossing them. So join me in Moon Sister Circle for a powerful exploration into your boundaries and how to establish and maintain them for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I wish you an empowered feminine week.